This is Independence, Missouri, Queen City of the Trails. Once the last stop before the frontier, it was a gathering place for pioneers, traders, and fortune seekers setting out on America's great migration west. Today, this crucial history is kept alive by the Friends of the National Frontier Trails Museum.
The Friends of the Frontier Trails Museum is an incredible group of people, and we're friendly.
The president of the Friends Group is Janae Segura Brown, who has been working with the museum since 2012.
I am born and raised right here in Missouri on this side of the state, and my passion is the history here in Independence.
The National Frontier Trails Museum is a center for history and research, preserving the legacy of America's trails. But now, that legacy is at risk.
Our museum is in a transition phase. We've been in a location that was pretty well suited to our needs, and now our location has changed.
There was an education director, there was a director, there was an archivist. We have one more person now.
In 2024, the City of Independence moved the National Frontier Trails Museum from its former location next to our offices into the Truman Memorial Building where we are now.
We're in a location now that is on the square, but it is not suited to the story we tell.
When you have a cast of 20 or 30 fifth graders, I don't think it's quite as convenient to take kids through because it's a little more close quarters.
There was a lot of people who said, is the museum coming back? Are we going to have a museum? We didn't know. We had no answer to any of those questions.
We can't display some of the most important artifacts to the story, like wagons, because the space that our museum is currently in is not big enough.
90% of it's in the back. Well, we take that 10% that we had on view out here and now make it 2%.
Similar spatial challenges now face the Merrill Mattis Research Library and Archive, which remains in the old Frontier Trails Museum building, and recently added 4,000 trail-era diaries to its growing collection.
Over time, that collection has continued to grow, and I now view it as probably the world's best archive of Western Trails literature.
This is an incredible resource for everyone from school-age children up through historical researchers.
I was blown away by the importance and the depth of knowledge in the things that are here that I had no idea because it's in storage, it's not available.
When you have this big, huge glob of frontier history and trail history right here, then we are totally amiss if we don't continue that.
Right now, it's really difficult for researchers to get into that archive and do any research, whether that's books, maps, photographs, videos, original diaries, letters, correspondence, research materials. There's just very little access.
We cannot show our wagons. We have 3 of them. We cannot show all of the artifacts that we have. We had to put so much in storage. And this is too important to not only us in Independence, but to the national story.
Big question was, where are you going to move the wagons that are here? And what are you going to do with the murals that are out there on the wall? Those two are one of the most important means to interpret the trails.
Our museum has lost its place in the Independence story. That's how we feel.
We lost that contact with the community, and we lost the connection with our group. We lost the connection with the school children here. There was so many losses there.
The only solution I can see at this point is to build a standalone archive, not only to hold what we currently have, but to ensure we have room to grow.
We need to showcase and to make sure that people in the world understand at 200 years, we're still here, and you don't have to do anything. You've got it all. The only thing you have to do is tell people about it and give them some place where they can go and do that.
I'm afraid that if we don't preserve this museum and the artifacts and the diaries we have here, it's going to be lost to the next generation. And that is tragic.
The Friends of the Frontier Trails Museum are working hard to reunite the museum and archive under one roof, allowing them to grow and keep up with the rising interest in 19th century American history.
There are a lot of big national events coming. Jackson County is having their 200th anniversary. We're getting the World Cup.
It's the 250th anniversary of the United States, and it's also the year that the World Cup will have a major presence in Kansas City.
There's a lot of energy gathering, a lot of energy, not just at this museum with our friends group, but with other groups.
I've heard 650,000 international visitors descending in this area.
So this is a perfect time to start getting excited again, refreshing the idea, reminding people there's gold right here.
The first thing I ask for anybody would be to come in and begin to own the story, to make it yours, because it is your story. It may not have been your family that went west, but it's your story.
You will find a personal story like, wow, my family immigrated here. I've heard that so many times.
I used to say, the reason I like being a tour guide here is it's my history, it's our history.
I would love to see Independence become exactly what its name says, a study for freedom.
This could become a really important hub for researchers to come and learn and access primary source documents they may find nowhere else on Earth. Some of the collection is digitized and is online, and we're constantly moving in that direction to do more.
Get it searchable, get it digitized, and I realized that is exactly our next way forward. That's how we're going to get our place back in the sun. That's the new trail, a digital trail, if you will.
I think we could really see a drive of increased tourism, people coming to stay for periods of time to research, whether at the Midwest Genealogy Center or at a Trails Archive or the Truman Library. It's all kind of one-stop shopping.
35 years ago, you had a group of people who were just giddy over opening this museum. Those people have passed on, and now we have to do that again. One of the best ways in the world to do that again is to create a new place.
I'm hoping for a museum that has an increased awareness of the other groups, the Germanic, the Scandinavian, and the Indian.
I would like to remind all of us, me included, this archive, this museum is the legacy of independence, and that we're doing the best we can to take care of it, but we need help.
And it's been proven over and over again how much having a top-notch museum and top-notch research facility means to that community, and the amount of money that is brought in from that in some cases is ridiculous.
We want to connect. We want to connect with other libraries, with researchers, with universities, and we want to connect with the people in our own town.
We have to ask for it. We need monetary support. I mean, we don't talk about a state-of-the-art building that helps to interpret the story that we have without money.
Any little thing, it helps grow the dream. It helps grow the mission to get this information, this history, into the next generation's hands.
History is at risk of being erased unless we take action now.
As president of the Friends of the Frontier Trails Museum, I invite everyone to join us on this journey. It's going to be incredible.
The museum and archives need a new home, and we need your support. Come experience this history firsthand at the National Frontier Trails Museum, and visit Friends of the Frontier Trails Museum.org to get involved in preserving these valuable stories.